Well, today's Saturday, and I came out at 7:30 to do some Ubering or lifting. Sitting in this area. Actually, I was here before with my truck for work. There's a Marshall's over there, and it's a basically newly refurbished store. It was a different store before. I forgot what it was before, but those guys rented a scissor lift, you know, so I was here, so I knew this area. And how I ended up here, this is probably 30 clicks away from my home. So again, I find that my area surprisingly has work for taxis, you know. So I came out in the morning, I zeroed my, you know, daily odometer, so I can track my kilometers, check out the seats, clean them up with that, you know, fabric carpet cleaner, so everything smells nice. Made sure I smell nice, you know, not to offend people, right? So I'm carrying some, you know, some X, so the car smells good. I got my satellite radio, right, reinstalled for $5 a month now, so I got a great choice of music. So sometimes I ask people, you know, what kind of music they like, so we can go from soft rock to dance to heavy metal in a second. And I did three trips from 7:30 until 9. I did 3 trips. So the first trip, right like 1 kilometer away. So basically I checked out the car was good, everything's clean, right? I have gas. And I went back inside my apartment and I started the app LYFT. And 10 minutes later, I had an order, a pickup, and I look and it's like 1 kilometer away, and the guy was going 25 kilometers. And I think it was paying like $18, you know, not the best. I'm thinking it should be at least $1 per kilometer. But, you know, let's say 25 kilometers, what is it, like 15 miles? So basically it's like over $1 Canadian per mile. I guess that's okay. But anyway, so I'm not choosy right now. I'm still learning the system, you know, where good areas are for taxis, because I know food deliveries, right? But so looks like this guy was going, like a young guy was going from an apartment building to a restaurant, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm guessing he's a cook, or I don't know, he looked too young to be a manager, so I'm guessing he's a cook, you know. And then actually over there's a Fat Burger restaurant. I saw a Uber car, because it's like a former taxi, you know, still yellow with a black stripe. I saw a guy also dropped off somebody, and the guy went inside and locked the door. So it looks like it's a trend, you know. Cooks probably make so much money that they can afford to Uber to and from work, you know. And so I dropped that guy off in just south of Glenmore Trail. So it's pretty much like south part of Calgary, you know, and it's lots of stores in here, lots of hotels. And then maybe 10 minutes later, after I sat there, I got another order, and the pickup was a young lady at a transit station, which also seems to be a trend, you know. That's what I need to learn, you know. I need to learn where people need taxis. So looks like buses don't run too well in Calgary, because this is probably my 4th or 5th pickup where I pick people up at or drop them off at a transit station. Like yesterday was the same. I did that couple that went like 20 kilometers from Cross Iron Mills shopping center. They went to the transit station. So looks like, you know, trains, those LRT, they run pretty good, but then you're stuck there at the station. And so this lady was going to IKEA, and it was about 5 clicks, 3 miles. And I actually asked her, I said, you know, this is not the first time I pick up people or drop them off at transit stations. Like, is there buses don't run too well, I mean too good on weekends? And she says, yeah, you're gonna wait like an hour. And so, you know, that's the trend, right? So that I need to know. And what's funny that the app does not show me the name of the business. So I just follow the, you know, the line, and it leads me right there. And I thought she was going here because we were passing this Marshalls. I was coming on that road. They said, "Are you going to Marshalls or Spot Check or something?" She says, "No, IKEA." And IKEA is just on the other side of this complex here. So I dropped her off at IKEA, and then I decided to find a Starbucks. And I remember there was one here, right? Because I was here before. And sure enough, there's one right there behind me, like, I don't know, 150 meters away. And also because there's so many restaurants here, I turned on my DoorDash because I carry one bag. You know, normally when I did food delivery, like pretty much full time, I had 2 small bags and 1 big pizza bag. Now, because sometimes people have luggage, right? I have to have the trunk empty. And so I just have 1 bag. So over there, you see this one? Yeah, I have 1 bag there. But when I pick up a passenger, I put that one in the trunk. And so I started the DoorDash, and I'm getting out of the car to go grab a coffee, and the DoorDash beeps and it says, "New order, pickup, Starbucks." Like, I'm not making this up. And so I'm just walking over there, and I give them the name, and they say, "Yeah, just give me a second to, you know, put this in the bag." And I said, "Hey, while I'm waiting, can I have my own coffee?" And so I got my tall Americano upside down. And by the time the guy finished bagging everything, my coffee was ready. So, you know, it was a win-win. And the best part, and why I accepted that, it was paying only like $7, but I look at the distance, it says 1.6 clicks or 1 mile, which is $7 Canadian a mile, you know. And I went there. I didn't even know that there's a bunch of car dealers over here, like high end, you know. I go there, and again, the app does not, DoorDash also does not tell me the name of the business. It just gives me the address. And I see Lexus, I see, I think I saw Mercedes, and then BMW. And the note said from the guy, from the client, said, "Leave at the reception." So I'm thinking, okay, reception, right? So it cannot be private residence. It's either a hotel or a business. And reception on Saturday? So I thought it was a hotel, right? Because I'm not too familiar with the area. So I thought there might be a hotel somewhere. But I go there, and the app leads me, and it's a BMW dealership. Man, I go inside. Everybody looks like $1 million, you know. There's crazy expensive cars everywhere inside. They have the showroom full of cars. And there's nobody at the reception. And then some guy sees me, and he's like wearing a suit. I'm guessing he's a sales guy. He comes over, and I say, "Hey, I have an order here for name." No, actually, before even, I said, "I have a Starbucks order for," and he says, "Name this one?" So he already knew the name. So I'm guessing that guy orders coffee all the time. And it's, again, 1 mile away, right? And he works at the dealership, so he can jump into a car and drive to Starbucks, but he's too busy making thousands of dollars selling cars to unsuspected public, right? So, but again, so, you know, and so by 9 o'clock, so yeah, I did that $18, and then something, that lady that was going to IKEA, and then the DoorDash, and I'm pretty much like $40 Canadian from 7:30 to 9, which is not too bad, except that after 9, everything died. And I've been here probably an hour, so not sure where to go. And all restaurants are closed, so DoorDash is also dead, so nothing. I still have DoorDash running in the background. I have DoorDash and LYFT. And Uber, finally yesterday there was a breakthrough. Again, I started a chat, and they keep pushing me, you know, you have to schedule a video call. I said, no, I already did that twice. Nobody's calling. Like at 5 o'clock, nothing's happening, right? Okay, Calgary North is busy. That's DoorDash sends me a message. Keep dashing, but I'm not in Calgary North. I'm in Calgary South. So anyway, those support guys, they try every trick, you know, basically how to get rid of me. Okay, you have to schedule a video call with Green Light Hub. Negative. Tried it, doesn't work. Okay, you have to go to your nearby Green Light Hub customer center, because in the States they have, you know, basically customer center for Uber where you can actually go and talk to a human being, right? The problem is I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and there was one Green Light Hub, as they call them. So if you Google Green Light Hub, it shows you the address, you know, on the Google Maps. But then it says permanently closed. And so they say, go to the Green Light Hub. I said, there's nothing in my area. Like, you want me to drive to Chicago or Wisconsin or something to go to Green Light Hub? So negative. What else do you got? You know, give me more advice. And then finally, and then I started pushing them, you know, because I'm losing my patience with these guys, you know. All the names are foreign. Okay, my own name is foreign, but you know the names where there's more consonants than you know, in the name, then what do you call it? Like, it's hard to pronounce what I'm trying to say. And so final, and I keep asking him the question: did Uber, or has Uber applied for my TNDL license with the city of Calgary? They ignore my question, and they just start copying and pasting some, you know, pre-formatted advice, you know. You have to call this number, and they give you 800 number. I said, doesn't work. I tried. Uber does not allow any, there's no more phone calls, no more email support. The only support you have, two choices, is either chat, or if you're lucky and you have this Green Light, Green Light Hub in your area, you can go there, or you can schedule an appointment, or you can do a video call. But again, video calls don't work, at least for me. I don't have any customer centers in my area, so chat is the only way. And I keep pushing them. I said, please answer this question: has Uber applied for my TNDL license with the city of Calgary? And I asked him like 3 or 4 times, you know, the same question. Please answer. Just specific question, right? From a pissed off customer. And finally they say, yes, Sergei. Oh, really? Which I suspect was a BS just to get rid of me. And then again they say, your license will be automatically uploaded to Uber 30 days after your vehicle inspection. What? So basically, you cannot rush things, so it takes 2 months for Uber to get you going. Because I started May 1st, now it's June 22nd, okay? And so I go to my car, because I couldn't find my, I didn't have my Elvis inspection at home. You have to carry it in your vehicle. I look at the date, looks like, and turns out I did my inspection on May 25th. And so in 3 days, it'll be 1 month. And they also said, yeah, wait 2 or 3 business days. Because now my Uber app changed to actual, I no longer see the checklist. Like, you know, before when I opened the Uber driver app, I couldn't even get to settings, and on my account it would give me like the checklist, you know, upload, this is your next recommended step. And then finally now that checklist disappeared, and now when I open the app, it actually opens to the main window where you can click, you know, go live, you know, stuff like that, your account settings. Except now it says unable to go online, some documents need your attention, and when I click on that, it says take a photo of your TNDL. What TNDL? I cannot apply on myself. You guys have to do it, right? And so that's what they're saying. Well, it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I had 9 passengers, and so far I'm sitting at $104.73. and $7 that Starbucks trip from DoorDash. So, which is not too bad. It's not easy to make even $100 with food deliveries unless you live in a very big city and you're somewhere smack downtown. But again, like a couple of times it was interesting, you know, I'm coming to like the drop-off, almost a delivery. Let's say I'm dropping the passenger off, let's say in 5 minutes, and my phone beeps and it gives me another passenger. And the way it's set up in the app, so that you don't get distracted, that offer is automatically accepted, you know. So it happened twice to me. Like I was just driving and I'm dropping off the passenger, already I have another one. So this is the first time where I see Lyft was busy. This was around 10-11 o'clock, and so I got a couple of nice rides. This last one, and so I was sitting in pretty much in the very south. My previous ride, took me to pretty much the ring road at the very bottom, you know, the 201. And I'm sitting there, nothing was happening. And I was thinking, how do I get back? Because, you know, I want to be closer to the airport, like my area. And then my phone beeps, and there's a passenger 1 kilometer away. And it's a lady with a big suitcase, and she's going almost like 40 kilometers or something, basically all the way up to northwest Calgary, which is exactly what I wanted, you know, pretty much. And so now I dropped her off, and I said, when she got in, I said, is this a road trip? Because, you know, the distance was huge from one end of the city to another. She says, no, I'm visiting a friend. She just had a baby. And so I dropped her off not too far from here, and when we were driving over there, I saw there's a Sobeys. So now basically I'm taking a quick break, go inside, because Sobeys have sometimes a nice, you know, prepared meals, like a lunch box. I'm gonna go and see what these guys have, and then I'm gonna start my, you know, app again. So it's a lot of fun. You know, you drive around, you meet interesting people, you can chat if you want to. So again, so far I like it. Well, just finished lunch. This Sobeys has excellent, you know, ready to go meals. Didn't find that lunch box I had last time, so instead I had a beef samosa, and they agreed to warm it up because they have a big oven. They heat it up for free. And my new favorite dish, if you want to have something quickly, is a chicken salad sandwich. So had that one, and with some pisco cola. So we are good. Now the app is running again. So now 9 passengers, $105 roughly. But this would be a great area for food delivery, because all around me is just restaurants, you know. Dairy Queen, you know, Sobeys itself, I'm pretty sure they ship some food, you know. There's a bunch of burger places, but DoorDash shows this area as grayed out, so I cannot click Dash Now button, because what they're saying is that there's no orders. And Lyft doesn't seem too busy in this area, because if there's passengers, they show you waiting time. You know, there'll be like a couple of spots, it'll say 2 minutes or 10 minutes, which still means nothing. Like I was sitting in one area where it said your waiting time is between 3 and 10 minutes. I sat there for an hour. There was nothing. And yet sometimes, like how I picked up this last passenger, right, that was going very long distance, she was not, like, the map was dead. There was nothing on the map, right? I dropped off the previous guy. There was just a short ride, like $5, and then this lady was 1 kilometer away only, you know, like 3/4 of a mile from me, and there was nothing on the map to indicate that there's some kind of a opportunities there. So basically, like one guy said in the comments, he says that you cannot trust these promotions. You know, like the tools they use to kind of like persuade you to stay in the area, to move to a different area. It's all BS. So basically, you have to start in the proper area and then just hope that the rides will take you. Like my best ride so far, I really liked my passenger that I picked up in downtown at the hotel, and she was going to the shopping center. It was not exactly around the corner, and we had a nice chat, and she's from Toronto, and she was asking me how do I like Calgary. I said, man, I lived near Toronto. I lived in Cambridge. Well, if you can, like, I didn't have an apartment, right? So I was just, but I consider it my town, like my hometown. And I said, I moved here. Here it's better, cheaper. Mountains are 1 hour away. You can go hiking, fishing, hunting, you know, shoot the gun at the public land zone. I think here it's more fun, you know. Yeah, I forgot to mention one more thing. I know lots of people are anxious to hear the news about the accordion. It's the hot topic in town. Captain Sergei wants to buy another accordion. No, just as I suspected, nothing happened. Is because I knew that my credit is no longer very good, but these guys, they don't use a bank or a financial company like this music store. They have their own in-house financing. So I thought maybe they're more flexible than traditional organizations. And so when I was there, I filled out the application, and they called me back on the next day, and they said, you are approved, but for this Horner Bravo 3 120 bass, which retails for 4,000 Canadian, they said, because they asked me, they said, how much you want to put down? I said, $300. And so when they called me back, they said, yeah, we can do the contract, but we need, for such an expensive instrument, we need $1,000. And I said, no way, I'm not giving you $1,000 that I don't have. And then, why is it an expensive instrument? While I was waiting there for the manager, when I went to the store, I was walking around, and I was just, you know, perplexed and surprised by the prices on some of the instruments. Like, for example, tuba. You know tuba? It's a piece of a pipe that wrapped around itself like 3 times, and it has 3 buttons, like 3 notes, maybe 4. Yeah, it had four buttons for notes. $7,000, and it says used. Okay, hold on. We have a. Well, I'm finally home. There was no orders after like 6:30, and I refused one. There was like $5 for 3 kilometers, but it was going in the wrong direction. I was trying already to get home because I've been driving all day. So the summary is that I drove 254 kilometers today. 254 kilometers, which is roughly 150 miles. That's a lot, and I basically worked all day. And with Lyft, I made $197, and the amount of rides I did was 18. And I made $7 with DoorDash. So combined, $200. So not bad. If I can do this, you know, ×2 on the weekend, that would be awesome. So I'm gonna try tomorrow, see what happens. But today was a crazy busy day because it was actually like the first hot day of the summer, and there was a car show, there was some, I think a truck show, there was lots of events happening, and I was on 9 Ave, like crazy busy, so many people walking around, you know. Yeah, it was a busy day for the city, so probably tomorrow it's not going to be as busy, but we'll see. So that was my experience driving Lyft with one DoorDash on Saturday, end of June 2024. Ciao.